Hey, so just back from my run, and as I was going around, I was sort of thinking about my video before. And if you want to check out my previous video about playing the part in a director's play, and it's based on acceptance. And so I thought I'd answer like why you wouldn't accept the part you play, the part you've been given. And I was thinking about as I was running around and how how much I complained when I was a child, and I always got what I wanted, and these knowings, these connections build up, and you're basically primed to the pattern of complaining about something and then getting what you wanted for a number of years. So as life goes on, obviously you are in a habit. It's an unconscious action of you just complaining, thinking that you'll just get what you want. But as we know in life, always complaining doesn't just because you complain about something doesn't mean that you're gonna get. Just because you wish or pray or hope for something doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get it. But as a child, you for you toys out of prime, you cried, and you probably, I don't know about you, you probably got what you wanted. And when you grow up and you basically don't get what you want, when you complain, that's when it starts leading to the anxiety, the anger, the frustration, and you start to blame other people. Like, why, I always got what I wanted when I was a child. Like, why am I not getting what I want now? And instead of just living in acceptance, because most children are not brought up to just accept that things are not always going to come your way all the time. We just throw things at our kids. We just give in. And disclaimer, I've never been a parent, and I can imagine how tough it can be to be a parent. And when your sort of child is screaming at you and you've got 5 kids and you're trying to do all these things and you're trying to get things done and you're rushing around, and especially if you're a single parent, you try to juggle all these things. So I 100% appreciate and understand and recognise the difficulties, but just felt good to explain like why we might not be accepting of things. If you basically make you understand why that if you just give in to your children or give in to people, be aware of what effect that might have on them as they're growing up, and they could they will probably believe that all they have to do is ask and they will get, and this can have a negative effect on them growing up. And yeah, I admit and recognise that I was a spoiled kid as I was growing up, and it probably has affected me as time's gone on, and I do get anxious and frustrated when things are not perfect. But it's just accepting that that's the way it was. I'm not to blame. My parents are not to blame. Whoever was around me is not to blame. They their parents could have been like that to them, and it just gets passed down and passed down. So basically, unless someone sort of interrupts this and just raises awareness to this situation, then it will just get passed down the generations. And these unconscious programs of wanting something, complaining about it, getting it. I saw some football manager yesterday. It's Solskjaer. Yeah, so basically his team won 2-1 yesterday, and in an interview afterwards, he was sort of complaining about his team playing, even though his team won. He was complaining about the fact that he wanted his team to play like 24 hours later, because he felt like if they played 24 hours later, then they would have been played better and they would have been less prone to injuries. And yeah, so that's just an example of someone who believes that complaining in a TV interview, someone will watch that and someone will fix it. And yeah, he feels that being frustrated it's the way forward, and that's the way to get things done. That's the way to get things, but basically you just look like a child really when you do complain, because that's where the frustration, anger, anxiety and comes from. So yeah, I felt good to share that anyway, how I was feeling about, if you just raise a bit of awareness about why you might not be accepting, and just accepting that, accepting your non-acceptance of things. Yeah. And I'll catch you soon. Have a great day.